poppin'? This is ThraxxMaxximus, is 2 cents, and welcome to my lair. We're gonna chop it up and get into it about Godzilla. The movie was dope. I seen it a while ago. I thought I needed to make a video on it to support it because it didn't do good like it should have done, like the previous Godzilla flick, which this one was better. So I don't understand that, but maybe people expectations were the same as what they saw from the first one, so therefore they didn't give the second one a chance because they didn't feel like being bored out of their mind and seeing Godzilla for a few minutes and all these people for most of the damn movie. But I don't know, there's could be a way they can get that promotional information out there to let them know that it's not the same type of flick. It's better. It was done better this time. The flick was done beautifully, man. It was done so beautiful. The kid, 1957, D-Man 1957, I think his handle is called. He said he got teary-eyed when he watched the flick. I got around because I was ready for lines and boom. You can't say stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? I got a little teary-eyed when I seen the flick too. Here and there, you know what I'm saying? It hit me because, you know, I don't understand where I come from, a disenfranchised background. Raised in the 80s, you know, watching Thundercats and Galaxy Rangers and G-Force and Mighty Orbots and Smurfs and all that good stuff. The 80s was the bomb, man. Like, the 80s was the bomb. Of course, Godzilla was on reruns because it was made in the old school Godzillas were made in the 1960s, so they were reruns. But I remember catching some of those when I was a kid, and I was like, yo, the one that stands out of my mind the most is the the one where he teamed up with Jet Jaguar, which it's kind of like an Ultraman type character, and they got in there and Godzilla was flying across the damn screen with his tail and, you know, under him and drop kicking monsters and stuff. It was campy. And all that. Godzilla, I think in that episode he even flies. He uses his breath as a propulsion and flies. I mean, when you're a kid, I mean, you're not thinking about that. You're like, yo, this is dope. You know what I mean? This is butters. But then when you get older and you get into more things and you know, as everything has evolved over time, movies and entertainment and everything, you realize it was kind of campy and silly, you know, growing up as a kid, you know what I mean? But then in the 90s, when I got a little older, you know, well, of course, a lot older, and things were changing for me, you know what I'm saying? Living with my brothers and all that stuff, got our own place. I seen that they revamped the Godzilla series in the 90s. You know, I went and scooped every one of them up. I scooped everything up. I'm missing a couple. I got some more too, but it's hard to find shit in this room. Pardon my language, but I got most of them. And I know some of y'all like, whoa, is that VHS? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I got them when they as soon as they came on. I got them. I ain't gonna disclose how old I am, man. Motherfuckers don't need to know that. But yeah, man, I got VHS, and then I got the DVDs. I backed all of them up on DVD, and then of course backed them up on computer. But yeah, man, the revamped ones had me open. I was like, yo, these are dope. The ones from the 90s really got me open, man. They were dope. I like them all. I thought they were all dope in the 90s. All of them. The Destroyer stuff was kind of sad. You know, when the Godzilla that, I guess it's supposed to be like the Godzilla that we grew up with from the 60s and in the 90s, that Godzilla particularly died. But one argument that I got with a lot of Godzilla fans and supporters and stuff of that nature is, I think they're wrong about the most powerful, which Godzilla is the most powerful. Now, I know a lot of people crap on the 2000 Godzilla and say, oh, that, you know, he's the weakest Godzilla. I think I kind of disagree with you on that. Number one, when they produced the 2000 Godzillas after the 90 series, it wasn't really indicated, unless I'm wrong and somebody corrects me below, I'll be like, okay. But it wasn't really indicated that it was a reboot. So, to me, that's Godzilla's son, the one that died when fighting Destroyer. And all Godzilla's energies went into him. Remember when he had the pulsing effect? He could pulse and blow stuff up that was touching him. His fire was turning into some plasma type stuff. It had a swirly plasma wave around it. It was destructive as hell. Godzilla was glowing red. All that power went into that Godzuki, if we're going to call him Godzuki. I don't know what the hell they were calling. They never really gave the little Godzilla a name, so I guess we're all going to call him Godzuki from what we're familiar and what we know. But all that energy went into that Godzuki. So that's why I think he had the erratic and crazy looking spines on his back, and he looked so, radically different. You know what I mean? He had a cobra's neck. He had like that little cobra flare on his neck. I thought that was butters. He had his blades on his back were shaped crazy. I thought that was crazy dope. I think that's the most powerful Godzilla. Now, they never really got into the character more because it seemed like maybe interest was waning from the series a bit, or waning from the Godzilla a little bit. Trying to get your little burst and your momentum's going, and it's time to give things a little rest. So they kind of rested on the 2000 Godzilla. But I think that was the most powerful Godzilla because all of his father's essence, all of that stuff, the fire that he burning Godzilla, all that stuff, or the pulse, that flame that he was shooting and all that crazy stuff went into his son. Now, we never really... He was doing his fire was different than the Godzillas that we were accustomed to seeing. He had little particle effects when he would go to blow his breath and all that. I think that Godzilla was the most powerfulest Godzilla. They didn't really get to go into it and get crazy with it because, like I just said, you know what I mean? Over time, I guess, it's time to let things rest a little bit and then have a resurgence, which they did. And, years later, Hollywood came out with their Godzilla flick years later, which did pretty good. I liked the design. Everybody was happy with the design. I'm not even going to talk about the Zillasaur one. I mean, when I was younger, I kind of thought it was cool, the Zillasaur one, but I didn't look at that shit as Godzilla though. I was like, that's not Godzilla, my nigga. Hell no, that ain't Godzilla. But if you took it out of, out of the whole the expectation of wanting it to be Godzilla, if you just got rid of that and it was like, okay, it's some type of creature that's from Monster Island that that's related to the somehow a little bit to Godzilla, and it stumbled upon New York, and you have to make up your own scenario for them to fix their damn movie. You know what I mean? Then it was, I was able to rock out with it. I was able to, all right, I can dig it. But I even got the egg. And fun fact, I had the egg. It was in better shape than what it is now. It's all dried out. There's no liquid in it or anything. It's all dried out looking. But it had the, when you got it from McDonald's, I think it was McDonald's or something. Maybe, I don't know, McDonald's or Burger King, I forget. And you got the Godzilla. I even got the cup somewhere in here. It's back there. The little sack, it looked kind of real because they had from the eggs from the 90s Zillasaurus movie. I told my kids, I was like, yo, this I got an egg, y'all. This is gonna hatch. And my kids, they were mad. They were like, yo, when's Godzilla gonna? When you gonna get the baby Godzilla gonna grow up, Dad? Yeah, I used to mess with them with that. It was mad funny. But of course now they're older and like, yeah, Dad, that never happened. You're disappointed the hell. It's just fun little thing to throw in there. But yo, moving forward to the current Godzilla flicks, though, man, they're dope. The newest one that was just done was perfect. I wasn't disappointed with the change of the appearance of Martha because they already did it. They already did changes with Martha already. If y'all was up on it, you know what I'm saying? Martha Rebirth. There was three movies. I got 3 of them. That's one of the VHSs on Listen. But yeah, they did the rebirth on her, and she was transforming into different stuff. It was pretty dope. The one from the movie was hot. I think that one was pretty hot too. That was dope. That was a dope transformation that they had her do. I wish they would space the movies out a little bit more, like how they did in the 90s. 90s had quite a bit of them. You know what I mean? They had all those. You know what I mean? So I wish they had spread it out a little bit more. They kind of like with the Avengers, with the comic book movies too. With the Avengers, they're kind of mushing stuff too much, and there's so much more content and they're shortening it too much. I mean, you know, you can't go by the actors. You got to find another actor to fill the role. That's all. And we'll pick it up and keep going. But based on the actors and stuff, I guess they feel like they need to rush things along. But I wish they would take their time with the stories and stuff. I mean, I know they don't want to tell the same stories over again, but I don't know. They could iterate some new things and some dope stuff. You know what I mean? To you know, keep them going and take ideas and stuff from all of them. Man, they could do a crazy thing on Orga or Biolante or something like that. I mean, they could take their time with it, but they're kind of, you know, what I'm referring to is they took, you know, Martha kind of melded herself into Godzilla and gave him new power and stuff. Kind of Rodan did that in one of the 90 episodes. So I know they're borrowing different things from things to make the movie complete and all that. It's dope. And again, I got no complaints about the movie. The movie was dope, man. It was dope. I liked it. No complaints. I just wish we could get more support with these flicks, so people could support these flicks and watch them. You know what I'm saying? And even like I said, I touched on the Battle Angel Alita. That was friggin' dope. I'll make another video. I'll get to that. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you hear me say, yeah, I'll get to that, that means I'm gonna make a video on that. But we'll get to the Battle Angel Alita. But now they're supposed to be coming out with the Kong. They're coming out with the Kong vs. Godzilla anyway. And my thing is this with the Kong versus. I remember seeing that as a kid too, with the old school one and all that. I mean, that worked. But today, now that we're older and we know what Godzilla is and what he can do, I mean, he's a walking, romping, stomping, nuclear radiation, friggin' huge mammoth creature of destruction. Like, I mean, he's a, what's the word I'm looking for? He's a super monster, you know what I mean? It's like you can't stop him. No, I mean, he can't. I mean, they launch missiles at him, they do nothing to him. They shoot lasers at him, they do nothing to him. Like, his skin is like practically impenetrable. In order for them to penetrate his skin with something, they have to make a specialty piece that probably costs, that, you know, if it was the basis on a reality, it probably is crazy expensive in order for it to pierce his skin. Like the one episode I saw in the 90s where the guy put the tracking device in him, it was a special bullet that he had to make, that they had to make for him to get it in his skin. In the movie King Kong, as you saw, his fingers were getting hurt by the blades from the helicopters, and the missiles were hurting him and everything else. He was getting cut from the blades from the helicopters. The bullets from the guns were hurting him. The bullets from the and which is kind of messed up too, because if the blades from the helicopters hurt him, the bullets should have ripped his ass to shreds. Like, he should have been really getting hurt by the bullets. I know they're kind of small and all that, but the ones from the guns, you know, the 50 cal rounds, and I didn't see no miniguns, but still, you know, he was getting hurt. He was getting hurt in that movie. I liked the Kong movie too. I thought it was dope. They made King Kong brolic as shit. He was brolic. It was dope. I liked what they did with him. I liked that too. I liked that. But I don't think, no, not that I don't think. I know he can't fight Godzilla. I don't know how they're gonna fix this. He can't fight Godzilla. There's no way in hell. Godzilla has, you know, like we already know, he's a super monster, and his breath burns through all kinds of stuff. Like, he would just blow his breath and blow Kong's arm off. Like, Kong would lose an arm or whatever, blow a hole through him. Like, there's no way Kong could fight Godzilla. There's no way in hell. I mean, unless he did a whole bunch of sneaking around and jumping, we're hitting him with stuff and running and hiding and then jumping from another direction and hitting him. But Godzilla's too smart. After a while, he's going to catch on. You know what I mean? And there's just no way Kong can fight Godzilla. That's not happening. So I don't know how they're going to make this next movie. I mean, you know they're going to have it that they come together to fight a more powerful creature or something like that. That's got to happen. There's no way that it's just, there's no way that they're gonna, you know what I'm saying, keep them two fighting, because it doesn't make any sense. Godzilla would wipe the floor with Kong. He would fucking annihilate him. You know what I mean? There'd be no contest. So I don't understand how they're gonna get that going and what they're doing for that. The only way that I could see them doing a whole Kong thing, got a little present to show you, a little gift, well, visually anyway. The only way they could get that off or rock that with that is that if Kong got fucked up, he got killed, and maybe they collected chunks of him or whatever, and maybe some parts of some DNA chunks from Godzilla, and they created this. Now, I remember when I saw this on the internet, back in the day, I saw this in the internet, and I was like, yo, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? Like the KongZilla statue. I have two of them. The first one I bought, my kids were like little toddlers, a little older than toddlers, and went in there messing with it. They tried to put it back, and like I didn't know that they messed with it, but it was cracked, and some of the fins were broke off, and I was like, you little motherfuckers. So I went back to the shop and grabbed another one real fast. I got him. He's over there in the corner. I'm not going to show you my cabinets yet because I got to clean them out. Once I clean the cabinets out, that'll probably be a tour of my room, because I know everybody's going to be like, yo, what's in here? Can we see your room? And that's a tour. So you guys will see them then. I'm converting them to a monster for the tabletop gaming for miniatures. But yeah, I got two of them. This if they did something like this, I think he was envisioned and created by Arthur Adams. He was one of my favorite artists, by the way. I love Arthur Adams' work. And he was sculpted by Randy Bowen. Okay, here we go. Now, if they were to do something like this, where Kong got decimated by Godzilla, and then that evil ass actor that's always playing that evil ass dude in a damn movie. I remember him from The Golden Child. He's Brother Numsy. You know what I'm saying? Him. And he made a creature like this.
Yes.
Part Godzilla, part Kong. And that fought Godzilla. This thing is dope, man. I remember when I saw this on the internet, I flipped the fuck out when I saw this. I was like, yo, this is hot. Yo, I gotta have that. So I ended up buying them and stuff. There's a look-see for y'all to see. You know what I'm saying? This is Butters, man. This thing is, he's pretty big. You know what I'm saying? I'm almost 6'1", 230 something pounds. So that's how big he is compared to me. And he's pretty big. He's pretty big. I could compare him to my other Godzilla. I got Godzillas over here too, in the corner. I'm just gonna grab one. I'm not gonna grab them all. Here's your traditional. I think this one is from, I'm not sure what this one is from. But yeah, this is how I think. Okay, this is the old school Godzilla. This isn't the one like. I don't know what they're basing the one off from the movie from, actually. That's a good question, too. The new Godzilla that we're making. I don't know what they're basing that one off of. It needs to be dusted off. I hate the dust in this room, man. It sucks. But yeah. I mean, damn, this would... I mean, they obviously, Godzilla is, I think, is bigger than this Godzilla now. I think this Godzilla's smaller compared to the new one now. Because there's no way he'd be able to beat KongZilla. No way in hell he'd be able to beat KongZilla. If KongZilla's doing the same thing he's doing, plus has ape-like abilities, he'd be in trouble. He'd be in some serious trouble. So I think Godzilla's actually bigger than this now. But still, KongZilla can still give him a fight, though. It would be dope, man. That would be dope. Something like that. You know what I mean? Do something creative like that. Because Kong himself ain't beating Godzilla. This stands a chance to fight with Godzilla to a standstill. If not, maybe beat Godzilla. You know what I'm saying? But we all, Godzilla's our dude. That's who we rooting for. But he could damn sure give Godzilla a hell of a fight. Like, he's ape and Zilla. Like, yo. But yeah, man, that's my 2 cents on the Godzilla stuff. I don't even know if I accurately went over everything. I'm trying to think if I left anything out. I know that the kid D-Man 1957, I think his handle is, and again he changed it to D-Man 1980. I think that he said he was having problems from Toho, that Toho was giving him problems about his channel, or he's worried about it. My thing is I don't understand. I'm kind of sticking up for the kid. I don't understand why you would mess with somebody like that who supports everything about Godzilla, the monster, everything. His whole channel's dedicated to Godzilla. The kid loves Godzilla. Why would you mess with somebody that loves Godzilla? He's the reason why Godzilla made the movie. Me, him, and Mr. H and other people, and especially him, are the reasons why the movie did well, or did what it did in the theater. The second one didn't do so good. They're saying, but the kid is pushing Godzilla. Why would you want to shit on the person that's trying to help the movie? You know what I'm saying? He's promoting and supporting and pushing the movie. Why would you want to stop that? You know what I mean? That makes no. These companies make no sense to me. I don't know. Maybe they misunderstand, or they don't know what's going on, and maybe they need to, I don't know, see what's up with their channel more or something. I don't know. Maybe they need to pay more attention to what's going on your channel, because I don't understand why they're being funny with you like that. Because I mean, you need people like you in order to support these movies, in order for the movies to keep going, dude. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why they're giving you flack. They need to get off your back and let you do your thing, because you're pushing the Godzilla thing well. You know what I'm saying? Your whole channel is dedicated to Godzilla. Why would you want to mess with somebody whose channel was dedicated to Godzilla, especially with what just happened with the second movie? You know what I mean? You need more people like that. You should be supporting that kid and want other people to do what he's doing, so Godzilla can be bigger and make more, have more box office success. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's my 2 cents on Godzilla. And I'll probably show you all a couple more Godzillas that I got over there. I got the big one from the first Godzilla that we did, was 2014. I don't like his fins on his back though. I want one that big, but with the new fins on his back, like in the new Godzilla. I want that big with the new Godzilla. And I got Godzilla 2000 over there too. So yeah, man. Oh yeah, I got a kit too. I got a resin kit. I didn't finish it yet. I just don't got time to do all this stuff. It's hard to, But I got him over there fighting Ghidorah. Ghidorah's wrapped around him. It's a pretty dope kit. I'll show you that another time. It's pretty dope. Maybe I can show it now. I'll see. You know what I'm saying? I'll see. The heads of the Ghidorah heads aren't glued on yet or anything. I didn't finish it. It's not finished yet, so I haven't had the time to finish it like I want to. But maybe I'll see if I can show it, throw it in the camera real quick. But yeah, man, that's my 2 cents on Godzilla. I love me some Godzilla. I love all the monsters. That stuff is inspirational as hell. It keeps me focused and do what I do with my artwork. And actually, I think I got a drawing of this is another thing about Godzilla too. It's a hard monster to mimic. Like if you want a monster, let's say you want to make a monster that's designed as similar to Godzilla, because a lot of people make knockoffs and stuff like that. I actually tried to do that. I wanted to make a Godzilla like kind of like Godzilla, because I love him so much. I wanted my own creature as Godzilla. I ended up coming up with a different version, but it kind of looks like more like a Duel Masters creature instead of Godzilla, but it's inspired from Godzilla. But still, don't look. Godzilla is a very hard monster to try to mimic. You know what I'm saying? I think the people that came close to making a monster with a Godzilla design that looked that was inspired by Godzilla, looked somewhat like Godzilla, but was different. was in the Ultraman movie. They did the villain dude turned into some Godzilla looking thing. It looked dope as hell though. It looked different. You could tell the inspiration is from Godzilla, but it looked different. It was bad as hell. It was dope, man. It was pretty dope. I like Ultraman stuff too, man. I like all this geeky shit, man. But this stuff has kept me alive, man. I tell everybody that knows me, man, knows the first thing I tell them, if it wasn't for this stuff, I would not be here. Like I'd be a statistic, like straight up. You know what I mean? This stuff kept me going and kept me into my art and doing what I need to do. So I love and appreciate this stuff. I think I covered everything. I think I'm good. Alright, till the next video, man.